Hello.
Hi, guys.
Today we are talking about how to cut your grocery bill in half. And how do we do that? Okay, let me get up. First tip is buy one, get one free is not always necessarily a good deal. And I have an example right here to share. Okay, here we go.
You see here, boneless skinless chicken breasts are on sale for buy one, get one free. You would think that's a good deal, but look at the price at $8.49. I regularly get my boneless skinless chicken breasts for $3 and under. A lot of times I can still find it for $1.49 to $1.79 a pound, and then I just fill up my freezer and throw it in there. So you need to know the price per pound and what is a good price per pound in your area. Then you can definitely know if buy one, get one free is a good deal or not.
Okay, so we're going to talk about this little tip here. So there you are. Hello. I'm removing you. All right, so buy one, get one free. This tip is given a lot. And honestly, I'm going to lie to you anyway, but to tell you the truth, I probably have bought things, purchased, bought isn't a word, I guess, purchased, buy one, get one free, maybe 2 or 3 times in my entire adult shopping life, because it's never a good deal. It's never a good deal. So you saw in our video, it was $4.25 a pound. Right here, the same week, $2.47 a pound for a different kind of chicken. $2.47 right there. Almost half the price. Almost half the price.
Now, years ago, when they first started doing that, it was cheaper. But somewhere along the line, they started raising the prices up on the stuff before they put it on sale like that.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't work out as well now.
And it doesn't seem like the ones that they are having are even close to being a good deal. I'm not sure why. Well, yeah, I do know why, because it's just a marketing scam for you to think you're actually getting a deal and you're not.
Yeah.
So, okay, the next tip is, just a second here, let me get my video up. The next tip is sometimes buying in bulk is worth it. Now, not always, but look at this chicken I got here.
So I got this big box of 40 pounds of chicken for $69, which is about $1.70, $1.60, $1.70 a pound. So for us here, that's a really good deal. So for me, it's worth having to repack all this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is...
Okay, I'm going to jump to the end here. Oops, wait a minute, I went too far.
Now this is going to take me, I don't know, I'm going to time myself and see how long this actually takes.
All right, so I saved $91 for 20 minutes worth of work. That's a really good rate of pay. That's like $400 an hour. Not quite, $300 an hour. For 20 minutes worth of work, just repackaging that chicken. Now, do I do this repackaging of the chicken all the time? No, I don't. This was an extra special deal where it was $1.49, I think, or $69, I can't remember. But anyway, this was an extra special deal at a time when chicken had been fairly high. Usually what I do is I'll buy it when it's on sale like this in the packages and just throw, I don't refreeze anything. In that video I was, but repackage it to freeze it.
There's no need to.
I just throw it straight in. You saw in the first video, all my chicken packets, I just throw them in there and they're fine. I took out some chicken that I found in the back the other day that I must have not organized correctly. That was 1.5 years old and I cooked it and it was just fine. So,
and sometimes it wouldn't pay, like for me being by myself, to buy that much chicken in bulk. I don't know if I could eat it up fast enough, even vacuum sealing it. So you've got to weigh your options and consider your family situation, that type of thing. So
The next thing is, if you want to cut your grocery bill in half, use up your leftovers. First of all, just stop throwing away food. You're just throwing away money, but use the leftovers. Meat. I made a pork roast today. That's going to be 4 or 5 meals for us. We're going to make it into green chili. We're going to make it into barbecue pork. We're going to make it into stir fry. You can make it into sweet and sour pork. All those different things from one pork that I cooked today. And yet I have 4 meals. It's not being wasted. It is just being used for the next meal. Use your stuff like your bacon grease instead of butter. You cut your butter bill right in half right there just by using bacon grease to grease pretty much everything. Grease your bread pans. Mom's been doing that for years. You can grease for your scrambled eggs, your fried potatoes, anything that I would fry in butter, just fry in bacon grease.
But other things too, like if you have a cup of mashed potatoes left over, save those, and the next day you can make potato pancakes out of it, for lunch or something, for a single serving. You could, if you have one leftover cold baked potato, don't throw it out. The next morning you can cube it up and you can make it into fried potatoes. Use every little bit. If you take, say you have to make something with peaches and canned peaches in it, and you have to drain it, don't throw that juice out. Use that juice in Jell-O, or pour it a little bit on, you can use it in a smoothie or something like that. Don't waste even the juices out of the food, and whatever.
Yep.
Use your chicken broth up for things. If you don't use the chicken broth right away, you don't need it. When you boil up a chicken for something, put it in the freezer, and save those cubes. Save little dabs of stuff too in the freezer, that, like the vegetables. A lot of people do this, if you've got a dab or two of vegetables, they keep a container in the freezer. We've talked about this for years, and you just put those little dabs in to make vegetable soup at a later time, So just use, we've preached this for years, that 50% of people's food is thrown out. And finally, they came up with a study, didn't they, a few years back, that said, oh, guess what? 50% of people's food that they buy is thrown out. If you think about it, if you spend $400 on groceries this week and you throw half of it away, you're throwing $200 in the trash. And so you need to really start thinking about using all your little bits of food and everything, and how to use it up.
We're having some complaints that the sound is low. If you guys can hear us, can you type 1 just so that we can make sure it's not us? And it might just be Wanda's thing is down. Mike says he hears just fine. So
Somebody else said it too. It might be the kind of ice cream. I'm not sure.
type 1 if you guys can hear us, okay? Please. Looks like everybody can hear us. Okay, so we're doing good. So we will forge on. Okay, the next one is
Oh, can I put something else in while you're looking?
yeah.
Part of that using up all your food is don't waste the food. Don't let your kids take a package of cookies in the living room or a package of chips and leave it open, and they get stale and then they get tossed. People do that a lot. They just throw things out. Don't let the food go bad is what I'm trying to say. You be sure to use it up. If you have 1 hot dog or 2 hot dogs left over, you can chop those up in with scrambled eggs in the morning. So just start thinking. We have a whole leftover section in our book. The book's still on sale this week, isn't it?
Yep, 40% off right now.
Yeah, and I've had people make comments on the website how that leftover section has really helped them, because if they have leftover hot dogs, leftover chunks of hamburger things or whatever, or even beans or whatever, they go into the leftover index of our book and they look it up, and they can figure out what dish they can make with that kind of stuff.
Yep. All right. So while Mom's mentioning it, 40% off our cookbooks right now for our 25th anniversary sale. Monday was the 25th anniversary of our website. This is volume 1 and this is volume 2. They're 40% off. right now. And if you're gluten-free, dairy-free, start here. This is the easiest gluten-free, dairy-free cookbook you will ever use. I guarantee it. And then also another way to save money is use our price book. You write down your prices. When you see them on sale, then you know it's a good price. So like I know that $2.47 isn't a good deal because chicken was just on sale $1.69 a few weeks ago. That's when I stock up, when it's $1.69, not when it's $2.47. But you only know that if you keep track of your prices, and you can do that with our price book. And guys, all of our cookbooks are easy recipes to get you in and out of the kitchen quick. You can get it 40% off. The sale ends, is this 48 hours, dear? Are we at the 48-hour mark? We're not yet. We're like 72 hours. The sale ends on Sunday? Saturday. The sale ends Saturday. This is Wednesday, so we are getting to the end of it. All right, the next one is buy your food on clearance. And here is a perfect example.
So we used my Easter candy, 50 cents. After Easter,
I don't know how to fix it.
to make my dipping chocolate, just added a little bit of coconut oil, and it's melting in the dipper.
Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that. Mike says the audio is low, although I have it bumped all the way up. But I get my chocolate for like dipping and melting in chocolate chips after Easter. I just cut them up, cut up the bunnies. No, it's not sacrilegious to cut up the bunnies. Just cut up the bunnies, and then I put it in as chocolate chips. This week is zucchini week on my other channel, Super Easy Recipes, and I'm making all kinds of zucchini recipes. And I made chocolate chip zucchini bread, and I just chopped up my bunny and put it in my zucchini bread.
Yeah, and get after Halloween, buy, the
And
candy
Christmas.
and Christmas, buy
Yep.
those things half price, because Halloween's really good because you can use that stuff then for your Christmas, baking and things that you use it for. And especially think, am I going to be making gingerbread houses or decorating stuff like that, then you want to get the hard candies too, for doing things like that after Halloween.
Yep. Okay, the next one is, now you're going to say, Tara, this is getting really El Cheapo, but let's see if you guys can hear this one.
All the hotel packets, collected them, put them into our coffee thing. I wasn't drinking them. Collected all the cups for my painting. Yes, sure we get our money's worth.
Okay, so when we go to stay at a hotel, every day, even if we don't use the coffee, I take a coffee and let them refill it. I paid for that hotel. You better believe I'm going to get every single little thing I can out of it. So think of the little things that you can use. Are there Halloween candies that your kids won't eat? Okay, can you chop them up and put them in a milkshake? Can you chop them up and put them in cookies or decorate a cake or something like that?
I take with the coffee. Some people say, well, I only like this flavor coffee, and I like Folgers coffee. So what I do is I take those hotel coffees, and I have a little container I keep my coffee in that I poured in from the original container, and I keep it in there. So I fill it half with Folgers, and then I take the coffees from the hotel and pour those little packets in and stir it up. And that way I get the flavor of the Folgers, but it stretches my coffee for me a little bit. So you can stretch stuff, too, with things like that.
Yeah, if you guys have comments or questions, please post them, and Mike will get them to me before. Just wanted to let you know before I get to my last tip. Okay, the last tip is stop throwing your money away on drinks. Oh
that's a
my
big
word. I cannot believe how much sweet tea people buy to the tune of up to $5 to $6 a gallon for literally 20 to 30 cents worth of ingredients.
I remember they first started selling
Seriously?
it on the shelves at the grocery store, and at McDonald's. I thought people are actually buying sweet tea at these places when it was so simple to make. And check out, we have it on the videos, don't we, of how to make the sweet tea.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's also it's one of the recipes in volume 1.
And we've
right
got it
here.
in here.
Coffee creamers, coffees, specialty coffees. Both of these cookbooks right here have them, and our gluten-free, dairy-free edition.
But we do sweet tea differently than a lot of people do, in the fact that we do it in such a way you don't have a whole bunch of containers or pans that you're making simple syrup, but it tastes just like the simple syrup when we make it. So it's a real simple shortcut, and it takes no time. It's just a matter of pouring water in a pitcher.
Stop buying pre-made tea, stop buying pre-made coffee, stop buying pre-made fruit drinks, stop buying pre-made Kool-Aids, Capri Suns, all of your creamers, milk. Oh my goodness, cut back on the amount of milk.
And juice.
And juice. I one time had a lady said that her 2-year-old went through a gallon of milk a day. A gallon of milk a day. That is absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. There's no reason for it.
What people are blaming the obesity in kids and different things on the fast foods. And I'm not saying there isn't some to that. But what they don't realize is kids drinking that much milk and juice is causing obesity in kids because, well, they need the nutrients, but they don't need gallons of the nutrients. Some of those nutrients, they only need, I was telling Tara the other day, people don't realize for the amount of vitamin C, you just need 1 orange. But yet people are feeding their kids glasses and glasses of juice. One lady, a friend of mine, her grandson, she complained about him being overweight. And then a couple of weeks later, we were talking and I said, well, why don't you, she was wanting to save money. And I said, why don't you just start feeding them water, instead of every time they drank juice. Juice should be for nutritional value only given at a meal, not to quench their thirst. Start thinking of this. Kids need to quench their thirst with something, with water and not other things. And she said, no, I'm going to give him all the juice I can get poured down him to make him healthy. But yet he was getting overweight. And they say obesity is way worse than the lack of nutrients that everybody thinks their kids are having a problem with.
I mean, it's absolutely crazy.
And they worry about preservatives and getting organic and all that, but they're killing their kids in another way with the obesity.
Yeah. Mike, can you send me the comments? Yeah, everybody's saying a gallon of milk for a 2-year-old. I don't know if her kid was overweight or not. It was a thing where I was speaking, so I didn't actually see her child. The mom wasn't overweight, but she was just absolutely shocked that I even suggested that she not give her child a gallon of milk a day. My kids never had a sippy cup. Once they were off the bottle, they just drank out of a regular cup. Now, maybe they did once or twice if we would take it in the car or something. But even then, we didn't. My kids just learned how to drink out of a cup. And that cuts back on a lot of this just nursing on juice all day long. If they have to actually go to the counter and pick up a cup instead of just carrying it around with them all the time, it cuts down on that habit a lot.
But if you think about it, there's a lot of adults that are using sippy cups all the time. How many people, everybody I know, just about, they get in the car and they've got this big, huge cup, and half the time they've got something in it, tea or a drink from the convenience store. And people now carry this stuff with them. I sounding like an old lady.
You are an old lady.
I'm sounding like an old lady. In the olden days, we used to. We never took a glass of anything with us to church to drink. When we got in the car, we didn't take a glass of anything with us unless we were going on a long trip. We didn't go to somebody's house and bring these large cups of some kind of drink that we'd had to stop by. I know women. One woman that I don't care where we were going. We were maybe 5 minutes in the car going someplace. She'd stop and buy a big drink of something. And so now the adults are doing their oversized sippy cup kind of with them. You don't need to drag a drink with you constantly. And, you just didn't do it. And it wasn't even polite to go to somebody's house and bring a drink with you. You'd go there and they would offer you a drink, sometimes something, coffee or tea to drink, but you wouldn't dream of going in and taking your own food and your own drink to somebody's home. So we've gotten so far away from that. And I think some of these little things like that is causing problems, more health problems than what we really realize.
All right, we are getting to, okay, sorry about the low sound on the videos, guys. I had it all the way up, so I don't know what was happening with that, but hopefully you understood what we were talking about. Okay, we're going to get to your comments and questions. Patty, what is sweet rice flour from the gluten-free bread recipe? If you just go into the store, into the gluten-free aisle, you can just look and find it. It's just sweet rice flour. I mean, it's literally just rice flour. And I don't know if it's called, I don't know why is it called sweet rice flour. I don't know. You might have to, let's see, sweet rice flour. Why is it called that? Let's see. Sweet rice flour is ground from short grain rice. So that's why. It's just ground from a different rice. All right, and then Susan wants to know, can I use mint leaves or lemon peels with vodka to make my own extracts? Yes, you can. And oops, lost it here. Just a second. Rebecca says, hello from Florida. I received my 2 cookbooks yesterday. Thank you so much for ordering.
Thank you.
My husband is gluten-free, dairy-free. He likes to cook. He has already been looking through the recipes. The recipe books are beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
I am so glad you like them. Yeah, guys. Now every single recipe does not have a full color, but we put as many as we could. If we did have every recipe, it would be a huge cookbook, but we have full color pictures in here for a lot of the recipes. And
because we have so much information, we can't be like a regular cookbook that has a picture for every.
So you can see right there, we have a lot of colored pictures also. Amazing Grace Rants. How's everyone? Good, thank you.
Fine, thank you.
I've been in my garden fighting the vine borer and squash bugs. Tara, should I not plant a garden next year, or will they still come back the next time I plant? They'll still come back. So you just need to prevent them. One of the best ways to prevent it is to put a collar around your squash, because then they can't climb up into that. So you might try that next year. Patricia, I have found packages of 2 large chuck roasts today at Sam's Club for $4 a pound. Very good.
Very good.
Yeah, about $4 now is good for beef. Beef has not been going down very much. I mean, anything but hamburger. I can still find hamburger for $3 a pound, but roasts and that kind of thing, $4 is about average now. Misty says, hello from Louisiana. Just received my cookbooks yesterday, volume 1 and 2, and already love them. Thank you.
Oh,
you're welcome. Thank you.
Louisiana is hot and muggy down there. Oh.
Yeah, we're looking so forward. We got 100-degree temperatures again here this weekend in Wyoming, and then it's going to be 70s. I'm so happy. Hopefully that'll be the end of the 100 degrees. Bounty in the Badlands. Evening from all very hot and dry, the great Canadian Badlands of Alberta. Hello. Irma says she's so happy we're on today. Thank you. Hello, Froze family in Japan, where it's already August. Man, time is just zooming by. Diane loves your hair tonight.
Thank you.
And Tammy loves my green shirt. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you, Patricia, for the belated. But yes, I had a very good birthday on Monday. Well, sort of. I had 3 doctor's appointments on Monday, but on yesterday we celebrated. So I had a good birthday deal, got or dinner, and got a lot of nice presents. So had my birthday avocado for my birthday cake tomorrow or so, because it didn't get ripe enough. Rhonda, she's been watching us for years, even have all our cookbooks and shared the cookbooks I bought from you. Thank you. And Peggy says, hello from Maine. Hello. Hello.
Maine.
Mike and I are headed that direction in October. Vicki, they always raise those prices for the buy one, get one free deal, so you're paying more for doing that. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a ripoff. I honestly can't remember more than just a couple of times when buy one, get one free was actually a better deal than just buying it on sale. It almost is never a better deal. Mike, can you come here for a second? Stacy, Michigan is so humid. I've been putting it off making dinner until the house cools. Is that saying there's something wrong on the mic? It's red on the top, this little dot in the front. Or Or is it just reflecting?
Is it my top reflecting?
Must be
Oh,
something
it's
reflecting.
mom's
It's
top
my top
reflecting.
reflecting.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, the light that matters is green.
Okay. Sorry, I kept seeing this red light and I'm like, is our microphone going to
It's
die?
so bright. I'm just neon light.
Okay. Stacy, Michigan is so humid. I've been putting off making
Oh.
dinner until the house cools. Yep.
Yeah.
Diana, hello from Rochester, New York. Just made our chicken pot pie and the apple crisp. That's my great grandma's recipe. Yes, it's hot and I don't have on the air, but those recipes are a great way to save money. Yes, they are. They are very delicious.
I'm getting a lot of people from back east today.
Kimberly, I ran my oven yesterday and I about passed out. I think I'm going to find some crock pot dinners to cook for the rest of the week. Yeah. Yeah, I did 4 baked zucchini recipes and I still had the air conditioner on. But man, it was still, yeah. Lorraine, would you believe I actually had to buy zucchini for the recipes? I think the dumb birds ate my zucchini because all I have coming up is yellow squash. So I'm not going to even have zucchini this year. I can't believe it. Lorraine, there's a...
Word out and they'll bring us 50.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike said put the word out and they'll bring us 50 pounds. Lorraine, there's a store here that does the buy one, get one free, but their regular price is way higher than Walmart for the same item. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes buy it if I know something is definitely going to be used by the two of us, but normally it isn't worth it. Yep.
Yeah.
Mary Ellen, I switched to cooking my husband's egg for his breakfast sandwiches and bacon grease. Per your suggestion, I was using butter up too fast. Thanks. You're welcome. Yeah, you guys can cut your grocery bill. You can cut your butter bill 50% by just using bacon grease and then margarine for the rest of it. And just use your butter for things like mashed potatoes, toast, where you will actually taste the butter.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you don't know any different in cookies.
Use the bacon grease
and
on French toast, on pancakes. What else? All kinds of in your baked beans.
A lot of people use them
We've
for their
got
biscuits and stuff.
The barbecue.
Meatballs.
No, the bean goulash.
Oh,
Bean goulash.
yeah. And I put bacon grease in my meatballs, my potato salad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diane, haven't been finding many great deals lately, except some veggies are a bargain. Yep.
That's good.
Elaine, Southerners, Publix, buy one, get one is not a good deal.
Mm.
Can you say the next one, Mike? Margaret, pork roasts are 99 cents, no waste. Hot pork sandwiches and mashed potatoes and gravy. Yep. Dancing Girl, the only time I buy one, get one is if the price checker book says it's cheaper. Thank you.
Very
That is
good.
exactly why you have something like a price book, because then you know for sure when it's a good deal.
Is that on sale too?
Yeah, this is
And
on
are-
sale also for
Are our
40%
ebooks
off.
on sale too?
Yeah, and all our ebooks are on
We don't
sale.
mark them down the scale except twice a year.
Yeah, Mike said to let you guys know, we don't normally mark them down except about twice a year. So this low. 40% is only saved for Mother's Day and Black Friday, but since it's our 25th anniversary of Mike buying me the website, that's when it officially started 25 years ago. Yep. And it's all been interesting since then. I got the comment on my other channel today. Watching you cook makes my soul hurt.
we get
So I
some of
told the
most-
woman, I said, please call the police, because if someone is forcing you to watch our videos, that is a crime. Goodness.
Oh, if you guys could imagine
have
the
lost their
comments we get, and people they think they know all about us and know everything, and they send the awfulest comments.
Jamie, I don't like throwing food away. We eat leftovers twice a day or just cook enough. Very good.
That's good.
Kelly, my problem is every time I try to use random things, I feel like I need to buy another ingredient to go with it for another recipe. Well, I mean, the thing is to just, that's why you keep a pantry, first of all, or stockpile. So you're eating out of what you already have.
And start writing a list down. You know, if you find a recipe that calls for something, like I just mentioned, taking the baked potato and cubing it up and frying it up in for fried potatoes the next day, or to put in a breakfast burrito or something the next day. Now, I just gave you 2 things. So what you need to do is keep a running list and put like potatoes, baked potato, and then write those under there and just have a running list like that where you can mark those things down. That's why I was talking about the index that we have in the cookbook is so good because we list things like that for you to remember. And I just happened to think, I know it's off the subject, but my mom used to take those baked potatoes when she'd go camping. What she'd do, she'd bake the potatoes the day before, and then she'd take them up camping, and they were really easy to dice up and cut up and fry over the fire. What's the fire called? Cookout. Campfire. That's what I'm trying to think. To fry over the campfire, they go cook up quickly because they are already cooked and everything. So you just have to kind of brown them and everything. So, but that's the way to do it. Keep a running list as you think of something, or if you have something and you can't think of what to use it for, then keep it in mind. And the next time you make a recipe or something, think, oh, I could have used that for that. And so write it down. It'll just take a little bit of time, but you can do that. Just start thinking a little bit more.
Kimmy from She's in Her Apron is on, and she wants me to start over from the beginning. Sure, Kimmy. Aren't you funny?
That's a good one, Kimmy.
Wanda, some things taste better the next day. Yes, they do.
Mhm.
Yes, they do.
Well, like
what?
I just happen to think, like if you have a leftover spaghetti sauce, add a little bit of chili powder the next day, and you've got a little bowl of chili. Just start stimulating your mind to think of this stuff.
And that's our tip. My tip videos that I've been starting to do, that's the kind of things that I'm putting in there to show you guys how to do these things to save money.
On your other...
No, this
On
is just
this
for
one.
living on dime. Bounty the Badlands, I freeze my leftover spuds until I have enough for shepherd's pie topping. Very
Yeah,
good.
that's good.
Yeah, and if you need a good shepherd's pie, volume 1 has a really good one. 40% off right now, guys, in the description below. South Loop River, and the sale ends on Saturday. South Loop River Homestead says, around here, if we had stale chips or cookies, we would most likely still eat them. Yeah, and you can put them in the oven, warm
Yeah.
them up, and it will re-crisp them.
The chips you could crush up too and sprinkle on top of a casserole, that
Yep.
type of thing.
Michelle got good potatoes and carrots and onions from the pantry. Good.
Mhm.
Chrissy, don't let your kids raid the fridge or cupboards every time they want a snack. Kids need to eat their full meals and not eat a bunch of junk. If they do need a snack, they should ask for it. Yeah, that's a big problem. And even I am faulty of this. This is where I totally went wrong with my kids, was parents don't just have 3 meals a day anymore.
Everybody grazes.
Yeah.
Everybody in the family
Mhm.
grazes. And I think that's because everybody eats at a different time. We would have our 3 meals and we'd sit down and the kids would have to fill up while they were sitting down. They couldn't eat 1 or 2 bites and then they were done eating. They had to sit and eat their full meal. And now people just, people eat at different times and everybody's in and out and it's just constant eating.
Yep.
And it takes longer to clean your kitchen. We'd eat breakfast in the morning and I would clean the kitchen up and wash the dishes up after breakfast, and the kitchen stayed clean until lunch. And so now I think people's kitchens constantly stay dirty because everybody's just eating all the
Yep.
time.
Marie says, do you even use pickle juice? Yes.
Yes.
Use it as a marinade for your chicken, and it's really good. If you have leg cramps, you can drink it, and it helps with leg
The
cramps.
dill pickle. I think you've got that. Don't we have the recipe of pickled
Yeah.
vegetables?
Yeah, and what you can do is cut up your vegetables, your carrots, cauliflower, beets, onions, all of those, your garlic even, if you have garlic that you've grown. And you can put that in your pickle juice, and it will flavor those also.
Another thing I use the dill pickle juice for is sometimes I'll grate up Spam. I don't like Spam just fried or anything, but I'll grate it up with some dill pickle and mayonnaise and make it into sandwiches. But I'll take about a 1/4 cup of pickle juice, the dill pickle juice, and pour into there. And that moisture makes it more moist, the Spam more moist. And you can add a little bit of dill pickle juice to your potato salad if it's kind of dry, and that will help it a little bit.
Yep. Kenneth says, my grocery bill collects interest by the time I reach the register. Jen says she even takes the shower caps from the hotels. Oh, yeah. You know what those are good for? Don't use them for a shower cap. Use them to cover your bowls for the refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
Tim and Mary Beth says, or Mary Beth, I assume, my 6-year-old fridge went out last week. I lost $150 to $175 in meat. I was absolutely sick. I'm so careful not to waste anything. I use everything up. It was terribly upsetting. Listen, you cannot it can be upsetting. But if it's upsetting for more than a little, like a day or so, you've got to get to the point where stuff like that, you have to realize it just happens. Our poop sucker went out last week and it cost us $1,000 and a big old mess in the basement that we were slopping poop water for an hour. Is it frustrating and upsetting? Yes, but you can't just let it keep going on and on. We had to pay the $1,000. We paid it. We're done. We moved on. The same thing with your fridge. Yes, it's really sad, but you cannot let it upset you that bad. Really. It is not worth the stress to let those kinds of things bother you.
And one thing, this is why we teach you how to save money on stuff like this for when these things happen, these emergencies. If you're doing the best you can, don't browbeat yourself, when something like that happens. And that's why we, try to teach you this, because when something happens, you don't have to feel so bad because you think, well, I've been saving money now, for a few months. So I'm just got to let it go. I'm doing okay.
Yep. Kathy says cucumber salad, tomato, red onion, cucumber, vinegar, and oil. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good. You can use you can use pickle juice that's left over for that type of thing. Also, you could use pickle juice in potato salad would be really good. Barbara, I take whatever they give me at the hotel. I paid for it. Yep, exactly. Wanda, I save the water from boiling potatoes. It makes good gravy. Oh, I've never heard of that. Very interesting. Huh. Kathy, our washer broke beyond repair and the new one won't come for 2 weeks. It's $10 to do a load at the laundromat. No way. I'm washing clothes in the bathtub and we are cutting down on how often we wash things.
Yes.
It's showing me how much unnecessary laundry we've been doing. No kidding.
Yeah.
I do a load of laundry. So now for the last several years, I've had a system where I only wash one person's laundry in a load. I don't add anybody else's in there. So I'll do all of Mike's clothes in one load every 2 weeks, and I do my clothes in a load every 2 to 3 weeks. And it's been 3 weeks lately. I wear the same shirt for 4 to 5 days. You guys will see in my video, like I had earlier, wearing my painting shirt. I'll wear my painting shirt for 7 to 10 days because I don't wear it all. What are you cackling about over there? I don't care if you have to smell it. That's part of being the or worse when you're married. No, but what I do is I wear it for an hour or 2 or 3 while I'm doing my painting stuff. And then I go put on my other shirt. But in 3 weeks, I might have 7 shirts to wash. Because I don't stink. So why am I getting a fresh shirt if it's not dirty?
My mom and I were talking about that just a couple of days ago. And I said, I remember when I would get home from school, I would take my school clothes off, hang them up, and I'd put my play clothes on. And we would wear those play clothes for like a week or 2, depending. I mean, we'd go out and get mud on them and get dirt on the jeans, but they were our play clothes. And we just would go outside and play in them for a couple of hours in the evening. We didn't take them off and put them in the wash right away. And we weren't allowed to take our clothes off. The kids sometimes, especially like 10, 11-year-old girls and stuff like that, they'll try a top on. I don't want to wear that to school this morning, so they'll take it off, throw it on the floor. And instead of hanging it up, they put it in the hamper. It gets put in the hamper to be washed, and it hadn't even been worn. So you got to train your kids how not to do that, type of thing.
1 to several years ago, I bought several cans of pumpkin-flavored almonds marked down after Christmas. They taste exactly like pumpkin pie, except crunchy. Oh, that's a new one. I've never heard of those. That sounds like that would be
I wonder
really
if you
good.
could use the pumpkin season with our sugared peanuts.
Oh, yeah, I bet you
We've
could.
got the sugared peanuts recipe in the book that we make.
In volume 1.
And
we got almonds and walnuts in here,
And
too.
we've got pumpkin pie spice in there. And I bet you could put that in when you do the sugared peanuts and just do almonds instead.
Yeah. Gina wants to know, if you buy a lot of rotisserie chickens, do you freeze it whole or take the chicken off the bone? I just freeze it whole if I have room in my freezer. I don't feel like picking it off when I get back from the store. So I just shove the whole thing in there and just put it back in the oven and warm it up in a week or 2 or month or however later, much longer. And then I pick it off the bone later. But you can if you want.
You can do either way,
Yeah.
whatever's most convenient for you that would work out. With the packets of the chicken that's pulled off the bone and everything work better for you, or the whole chicken, it just.
Melissa says that much milk and juice will cause a lot of tooth decay, a lot of dental bills in the future. Yep.
Mhm.
Lorraine, I always mix Maxwell House coffee with my Dunkin'. We go to amusement parks several times a week. We freeze 32-ounce bottle of water. I fill it myself and we carry them. Yep.
Yep, that's the way to do it.
Karen, all the sweet drinks and juices in excess will lead to diabetes. Yep, you are right. Cheryl, my grocery store had Edwards frozen chocolate cheesecakes for $2.99. Hot dog. The expiration date is tomorrow. I bought one. How long will it last? Well, in the freezer, it'll last 6 months, 6 or 9 months. I mean, it should be fine in the freezer. I was thinking about getting some more and putting them in the freezer. Oh, yeah, it should easily last 6 more months in the freezer.
Yeah.
Peggy, I use my tea bags and make my own iced tea. Yep.
Mm-hmm. The Edwards pies, if you're thinking about Christmas, they would last, to use for Christmas even. This is August, so they would last real easy through Christmas. As a matter of fact,
I buy them for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah, I would start buying some stuff like that, anything you can, because we're not sure what's going to happen after November and everything. So if there's going to be shortages again and things like that. So, I'm trying to get at least Christmas stuff, stocked up in that type of thing.
Karen says she's going to be catching up with you. She's going to be 72 this weekend.
Way to go. Happy birthday.
Jamie, anything at Hotel Hoppers, I am happily accept. I pay for my hotel room. So if they offer free soap, cookies, coffees, I take it home. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Kenneth, I wouldn't gain weight if I would stop eating several servings at a time of our delicious recipes. Oh, Kenneth.
Oh, Kenneth.
Kenneth is sucking up for some reason. I don't know why.
Smooth, Kenneth. Charming there. Being a charmer.
Bounty in the Badlands says Friday calf sale, October delivery to feeders. 600 weight calves actually averaged $2,600. Last year, the average was $2,200. She's saying fill your freezers now. It's going to get even more expensive next spring. Yep. That's how some of this stuff is how we know when we predict some of this stuff, because we have viewers who are in the business and they're like, Tara, cow prices are going up. So Rebecca, I just bring my water with me. It gets hot in Florida. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We take our water. I don't care what mom says. We take our water all the time.
Yeah, they do. And if you're going to be gone, what I'm talking about is Tara's driving over to my house. It's like a 6-mile drive.
I take my water for that.
She doesn't need to bring water for that, but people do take it for things like that.
Eva, my sister always brings her own food and drinks when she comes to my house because she only eats and drinks name brand things, and I buy store brands. Oh, brother. Natalie says, I grew up on a farm. All of us kids drank a gallon of milk a day. None of us were overweight. We thrived on milk as a nutritional source of food. Today's families do not work in a physical manner. Well, yeah, if you were actually working on a farm, that would be totally different. Yeah. Hello, Turret. Hello.
Oh, hi, Turret.
Can you send me the next one, Mike? And Kenneth says, happy avocado day. Yeah. So I'm on a really strict diet again for the 3 millionth time, trying to reduce my inflammation. So for my birthday, I told Mike to get me an avocado for my birthday cake, and I was just going to eat an avocado. Well, it wasn't ripe yet. So we just lit the lighter, and I blew out the lighter and left it at that. Mary Ellen says sweet rice flour is sticky rice flour. There you go. Donna, I reuse heavier plastic water bottles and freeze water, homemade coffee, homemade iced tea to take to work. I stopped throwing them about 2 hours before leaving the house. Very good. Yep.
Did we mention that just to drink water will reduce your grocery bill by about 30%? And if you're really, really serious about getting the debt taken care of, and it's not for forever. When we say these things sometimes like this, people think, well, I could never go without my coffee, or I could never go without this. It's not forever. It's for like 6 months, a year. Do hardcore and just drink water to get your debt down, because 30% of your grocery bill, if you look at it, I bet you'll find that out. It has coffee, it has sugar, it has creamer, it has milk, it has juice, it has, for chocolate milk, it has the Nestle's Quick and milk, and you start looking at that bill, and we've studied it over and over again, and most people's 30% of it goes for that. So start drinking just plain old water, and don't buy bottled water. Just use your tap water. So
That's crazy when
Yeah.
people buy bottled water.
I know that's one of the craziest things is paying money for that expensive bottled water.
Organis, so you're coming to Maine. Actually, Mike and I are going to Vermont. And, well, wait, Portland. Is that Maine, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Portland's
we are
Maine.
going to Maine. Oh, yeah, we're going to Portland, too. Yeah. So we are coming to Maine. Eva loves your top.
Oh, thank you.
And Kristen, I've actually saved money by using local farm share because I haven't overbought on produce and make basket swaps that fit my weekly meal plan. That, if you're actually saving money, that's a good thing. But I have never found buying a half a cow or a whole cow or whatever, that has never been a money saving thing. Going into co-ops has never been a way to save money. Farmers markets, someone said, why don't you suggest farmers markets? Because 90% of them, probably 95% of them, you don't actually save money. And nowadays, most of them, you're not even helping the local farmers. So they're a huge waste of time for most people.
Yeah, they can get very expensive. So that's why we don't push them on our show, because we're trying to save you money, you know.
Melissa, love the Wednesday night shows. Thank you. Have you ever heard of running down your freezer for a particular season other than to use up what you have, just to clean it? Like every 6 months or so, I'll let it go down. I have 2 freezers. And so I'll put everything in one freezer or the other, let it defrost, put it back in there. And that's it. Eva, is the price book for just writing down sales price or regular price? Just for writing down sales price. Because I don't do details. If I put all that stuff in there, that would drive me bonkers. So I just did writing down just the sale price. So I'm just keeping track of one number. I don't care what the regular price is. If it's 99 cents for eggs, let's say, then I know if that's the regular price or the sale price, it doesn't matter. It's 99 cents. I'm going to be stocking up. So the regular price really has no meaning to me at all. It means nothing to me, except for the fact that now that we're in Wyoming, Walmart is my cheaper place to stock up because we don't have Aldi, we don't have Grocery Outlet, we don't have Costco, we don't have anything like that can save money sometimes in other ways. So I just write down the lowest price, even if it's the regular price. Timothy, how would somebody living in a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom condo stockpile food and other necessities when there's very little or no extra storage space and no basement or garage? Oh, that's easy.
Mm-hmm.
You can just slide it, the little boxes that the vegetables come in at the grocery store, just take that and just slide it straight under your couch. Slide it under your bed. You can, the very backs of cabinets, even in my worst, tiniest apartments, I had cabinets at the very back that I couldn't put normal everyday stuff. A linen closet, bathroom closet.
Canned goods in the cabinet. If you have a sink in the bathroom, under the sink in the bathroom type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In one house, I had like a wall that didn't have anything. So I just stacked some stuff up there. You could just make yourself a little table out of it if you want, put a tablecloth over it and a board with a tablecloth, and you've got a little side table.
I've got it like a old antique hall tree, and it's got a little bench thing in it. Well, I store my stuff in there. You can even do like the bottom of a chest of drawers if you don't need that space for clothes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can just look every little space.
Can you buy a cabinet that will fit somewhere in there that you could store stuff that'll be, all the way to the top in the ceiling?
Instead
Something
of having
like that.
a regular coffee table, get one of those coffee tables that you can open the lid and store stuff in. And so you could use spaces like that. Every piece of furniture you get, look at it and see, can I have storage in here, when you buy it?
Yeah. Letitia says, what is she talking about? You have cute cooking videos. Thank you. I'm going for the realistic look here.
It gets real for sure.
Letitia also says, did I get the taquitos recipe? Yes, I did. Oh, thanks. Natalie says watching me cook makes her heart sing. It's so wonderful to have somebody to relate to. Thank you. Jan says all of our cookbooks are beautiful. Thank you. They
Thank
are
you.
40% off right now, guys. And listen, there's a lot of info. There's 1,200 in recipes and tips in this one, and there's 800 recipes and tips in our volume 2. They're 2 separate books, but you can use them together, but they're all separate recipes. We just couldn't put them in one book. So,
And I don't know if you've mentioned, we might have somebody that's new on here, but we also in the cookbook has like cleaning product recipes that you can make your home, at home, and toiletries. And we have a whole section on kids stuff where you can make chalk and Play-Doh and all that type of thing for kids. Then we've got the other section on gift baskets. We have lists and lists of good things to put in gift baskets and how to do those. So it's not just recipes. We've got even a section on how to do basic, real quick cleaning tips and things. So
yep, 40% off until Saturday, guys. Let's go back real quick. I saw a comment. Missy says a lot of farm markets around here aren't even selling produce that they grew themselves. They're getting it somewhere else and putting it in their stands. Yeah, guess what the Amish do here?
oh yeah.
They have not a festival, but they have an open house or whatever in the fall. Well, they bring in all their tomatoes, onions, peppers, everything from Wisconsin to Wyoming to sell at the Amish farmers market here. It's absolutely ridiculous. So these farmers markets are scam now. For the
they're
most
not.
part.
That's not a whole lot difference than a big corporation
Yeah.
shipping the fruits and vegetables in. Is what Tara's getting at.
And Kimberly loves the cookbooks. They read like a book. Thank you.
We've had a lot of people when they got the cookbook. It's so funny. From day one, they say, I got your cookbook and I stayed up half the night reading your cookbook. I thought, who stays up half the night? But, people seem to like reading it for some reason.
Jackie, hello from England. It's now midnight. Hello and
hi.
happy August to you. Water Bucket says, yes, the index contains an extensive list of keywords to find recipes in the cookbooks. Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Kenneth loves our shepherd pie in volume 1. And you can get that recipe at livingonadime.com. Just type in shepherd's pie in the search and you can find it there. Mary Ellen says she's from Iowa where it's sweet corn season.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
My mom was from Iowa. All my family was there.
Kimberly, the squirrels, chipmunks, and raccoons have been very busy with my cherry tomatoes. I keep finding them half-eaten all over the porch. Yeah.
Oh, I wish you had the picture of what I sent you, your cherry tomato.
Oh, yeah.
I sent Tara a picture. I don't know if you guys will get it without seeing it. It was a long green stem of tomato branch, and it was in a big, what are the wire things? Tomato cage. And this one green, long, about 3-4 foot stem. And at the very, very end of it had one little itsy bitsy tiny cherry tomato, was no leaves on this whole branch, one little cherry tomato. And the caption was, I'm getting ready to harvest. Any canning tips for this one little baby cherry tomato?
Yeah.
I sent it to Tara
Pretty
because
funny.
she said she's having trouble with her tomatoes. So I thought she'd fully appreciate that.
Let's see. Beth is using her crock pot tonight. It's too hot to cook. Yes, we did too. Also, guys, we have a whole crock pot ebook that is 40% off right now. If you need some easy recipes, go check out our crock pot ebook because we have a ton of recipes in there.
We've got a lot of ebooks like that on specialized subjects, so you might check those out.
Yeah, Mike said, especially being 100 degrees again. Kimberly can't wait to make some BLTs and get more bacon grease. I used it the last couple of days. Yep. Debbie, I've been looking for perennial plants and didn't want to pay a lot, so I posted in search of request at our local Buy Nothing page, and people posted I do and I do, so I went around town and collected free just in time to dig up or replant. Wow, that's great.
Good idea. That's a really good idea.
I have a huge section that I'm getting ready to remove rock, and I want to put perennials over there, and I was thinking about doing the same thing on our gardening thing here. Carol Ann, Safeway and Albertsons buy one, get one free deals are not good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Linda, my daughter got me a Bible from y'all 1 year. I love it. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Amy, I have one of her cookbooks, and she loves it. Wow, thanks, guys. Stacy says yes, and fried potatoes taste so much better that way. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy, I love cooking with leftovers. It's like free food. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Can you say me the next one, Mike? Wanda, thank you for the potato trick for camping. I never thought of that. Yep.
Yeah.
Barbara, hi, Tara and Jill. It's been a while since I received a notification. Yeah, I don't know what their problem is on Facebook. I've given up even trying on Facebook anymore. Carolyn, my sister has approved snack drawer for her kids. They knew they could have any 2 items from the drawer as much as fruit from the fruit bowl on the counter. Yep.
Didn't you used to keep a basket? Did you
Uh-huh.
put the snacks in?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mary Ellen, dinner is at 6:30 every night at our house, just like my mom did. Yep.
Mhm.
Patricia decided to start a fall-winter season garden for future veggies to save money and make meals. Pumpkins have cost so much the last few years. Yep. And Barbara says she loves fried Spam with eggs.
Mm.
And Stacy hates doing laundry, and Beth hates to fold laundry. Mary Ellen, my husband put veggies in leftover pickle juice. He loves his pickled vegetables. Yep.
Yeah.
Vicky, I intentionally make enough for leftovers. Not a fan of cooking, which is why I love to make extra. Yep. And then she doesn't have to cook for a few days. Yep. Tammy, I eat twice a day, no stacks. Tanya, what do you think of 2025 and many saying the economy crashed? Listen, it is a free-for-all right now.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going to happen? So I think you need to just be prepared, stay prepared, and just go along for the ride. There's nothing to get upset about. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you can go vote, but frankly, it's all rigged anyway, if you ask my 2 cents. So it's just going to be go along for the ride at this point.
But that's why we keep saying it is so important to get some of these skills on how to save money, to learn how to do that, to get out of debt, get your mortgage paid because, I'm not really in a panic or concerned at all at what's going to happen because I've got my money under control enough that even if I lost all my money, I have enough skills, enough things I've been through where I've had nothing before. So it doesn't frighten me. But if you have a few basic preparedness stuff, and I don't want to sound like a prepper, but you just need to live life. You have to have some skills. You have to stay out of debt. And then if something happens, all you're going to have to find money for is some groceries and utilities, if your mortgage is paid, and maybe a small amount of house taxes or something. But you won't have these huge, you'll have the habits of being careful with stretching your food and using your leftovers.
And you won't panic when things go.
So you won't be as panicky because you'll know how to do this stuff. So just be prepared like that.
One day I cooked pork chops and bread and butter pickle juice in my crock pot. Oh, yeah, that'd be really good.
Oh, that would be super good.
Letitia says dill pickles are great in potato salad. Yep. So is dried dill. Yep. Oh, my neighbor, I was so happy. The birds pooped her dill seeds into my garden. So I have dill I didn't even plant. So I was so excited.
That's funny. Speaking of applesauce, somebody was asking about not knowing what to do with little bits of stuff. We've got an applesauce cake. You can use applesauce in making your quick breads and stuff like that. So that was just another idea,
Yep.
for your leftovers.
Yeah. Letitia, dill pickles are great in potato salad. So is dried dill. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, no more. One main meal a day and quick snacks. Last thing I want to do waking up is cooking when neither of us is hungry. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
About reusing pickle juice, Vicky says, I learned from a lot of Mexican girls that work with me, they use hot pepper juice for recipes too. That's a good idea. Yeah, like in your chicken curry and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
Letitia, how often do you defrost your freezers? About every 6 months, give or take. Yeah, Lynn says to make sure if you have a loss on a freezer or fridge, check with your insurance company.
Yeah,
it might
I
cover.
forgot about that. Mm-hmm.
Jay No More, getting a generator is a good idea. Most people can't afford generators, first of all. And you're going to have to make sure you have gas for a generator. So if you have the money, that's fine. But I really wouldn't come to depend on a generator.
I don't think people realize, too, on a generator, like if when the tornadoes went through or a winter storm or something, if the power goes out, you're not going to be able to get gas necessarily unless you have a huge stockpile of it. So that's why I would feel more comfortable having a wood burning stove. That's what I usually recommend, and having a stockpile of wood in over a generator, because the generator will only last you for so long. And we've had power out for a long time, before, and some places have gone out for really long time. So to depend on the generator for forever or for a long period of time is not, if you just think it's for like a couple of days, that would be fine. But like I said, though, you may not be able to get that gas, and the gas prices may be so high that you can't afford it and things like that.
Julie says, I was sick. I ruined a beautiful roast using the Fad Mississippi roast. No one in the house could stand it. It's not for us. I wonder what that is.
Yeah.
Haven't heard of that one. Kristen, I never understand the one load a day people. We're a family of 4, almost 5, and we do clothes once a week. I know. Mom's a one load a day. I do laundry 1 day a week, and that's it.
I don't do 1 load a day.
That's what you always said for years.
No, I don't have that much to do.
No, I mean when we were growing up.
Well, I did 4 loads a week.
So,
for
but
4 of us, 4 loads a week is what I did.
Kathy says, when I'm prepping potatoes, I think ahead and prep more potatoes and put in a container of water for another meal or 2. I use them up to 2 weeks later, and they are just like freshly peeled. Wow.
Mm.
RLK, our AC unit went out. You can send me the next one, Mike. It is old, and we were glad to have no bills or mortgage, so we paid cash. There you go.
Very good.
Carol, I will be 85 in 10 days. I just want you to know I still learn new things from you. Well, thank you.
Oh, and happy
Wow,
birthday.
Happy birthday. Lemon Squeezy says, my poor old dog is peeing on the carpet at night while asleep. Trying diapers now. Any suggestions? Oh, man. Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, I know you don't want to hear this, and I have dogs, and I've had to put them down. And Buster, we kept Buster 3 years longer than we should have.
If they're older like
But
that.
if it's to the point where they can't hold it anymore, then I think it's time to be putting them down.
They're not
And-
comfortable with that. You've got to think of them. I
Yeah.
know that's hard to do that because we've had pets ourselves that we've
Yeah.
loved, and it's the hardest thing to do. But if you really, really love them, you've got to think
Yeah.
of them first. And you may think it doesn't bother them, but they know when they've wet on the carpet, and they feel bad about it and uncomfortable, and they know they're upsetting you. They can sense all that stuff. And so either there's something wrong with them and you need to take them to the vet. If it's an older dog, then something's wrong.
I mean, you can put those pee pads around all over. I mean, you can do
but
that.
if it's an older dog, it might be hard to train them to use
Yeah.
them and stuff. So
if they're to that point, really,
you have to, I hate to see you
Yeah.
having to do that, but you've got to really start thinking of your pet more than,
yeah.
how heartbreaking it's going to be for you. I know it's hard. So.
Wanda, 2 weeks ago, I bought 2 pints of cottage cheese marked down for 90 cents each. I stored them upside down. Now I'm halfway through the second one. It's still good. Yep. Sharon, your common sense advice is remarkable. I'm 75 years old and now a widow and still find your tips fantastic. Well,
Thank you, guys. Those are encouraging comments.
She's also had volume 1 and 2 since May and is totally impressed. Thank you.
Oh,
Wanda, I saw a video online where a woman took rotisserie chicken in a package and slammed it on the counter. Then she pulled the meat off the bones easily. It was amazing. Yeah, I'm going to try that tip one of these days because I keep seeing everybody sending that. Beth, are you going to do more thrift shopping videos? Sort of. I'm doing a lot more tip videos, and my thrift store stuff is going to be in those tip videos.
had you told them about, was it just Saturday we had our free thing?
No,
Free.
but you can say it if you want.
We went, garage sales here are unreal. We went to a garage sale. It was huge, wasn't it? And she said the last day she was going to have everything half price. And I mean, she had tons of stuff for free. Tons of stuff for free. We got some of the nicest stuff, clothes, furniture. It was unbelievable. We just packed.
I've always wanted a flocked tree. And I got me a flocked tree that is, I think it's pre-lit too, for free. Got a really nice side table. I had a
cute side
whole
table.
Forerunner full of
Just
stuff.
packed full. And I had
Yeah.
got a whole bunch. I got a beautiful diaper bag that I'm going to use for a tote that was just brand new. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. It was so neat.
Yesterday, I was at the thrift store looking for a recliner because my recliner spring has sprung. and I'm waiting for it to start poking me in the buttocks. But I'm trying to find me a recliner so I don't have to buy a new one. So I went to the one of the thrift stores in town, and they were unloading a thing, and the guy was like, "Hey, you want a mattress? It's brand new in the box. It's a king size mattress." I was like, "What?" I said, "Well, yeah." Well, it's funny. It was my daughter's here, and I was just telling her like 5 minutes before, "Oh man, I need to get a new mattress topper for my bed because it's hurting to sleep again." And so I got a brand new mattress topper that's $500 for free.
And it's in the plastic,
Not
in the
even
box,
opened.
never been opened.
So now my quandary is, do I sell the thing or do I use it? I don't know. That's what I'm questioning now. Jana Moore, I like the little mini bag, like the coolers with ice packs to put cold drinks in.
Mhm.
Yep. Jennifer, I'm next to Maine. Wow. We're going to be waving at all kinds
We're
of people.
really getting East Coast.
Rebecca, I'm spoiled. One of my daughters works for a fancy coffee company and gives me some of her free bags once in a while. Ooh, that's nice.
That's good.
Katie, Taiwa Gazette has a ton of great ideas on saving money, variety of creative ways. My girls and I have had so much fun with it, turning old jeans into pot holders for our next project. There you
go. When she was telling about her daughter giving the coffee, my son worked at Dairy Queen, and he would bring home every night 2 or 3 Dairy Queen ice cream cakes to me. It's just like, for that year or so when he worked there, I thought I died and went to heaven. Can you imagine getting Dairy Queen ice cream cakes every night from him going to work? Oh, it was lovely.
Yeah. Everybody's saying I should use the mattress. I probably will. Darling, my tap water is disgusting. I use a Brita. That's totally fine. Lisa, I bought a 0 water filtering pitcher. There you go. Denise, $2.65 for a dozen eggs at Aldi today. I took a pass. Yeah, that's about what eggs are running. So when they're on sale for $2, we stock up on them. Missy, can you send me the next one, Mike? Missy, a lot of the farmers markets around here aren't even selling produce. They grow themselves. They're getting it somewhere else, putting it on their stands. I think I read that one already. Yeah. I mean, I know. I was telling you about the Amish. It's like, just, Amish or something else here. It's interesting. Jim, your ideas are better than taking scissors to cut your grocery bill in half. Thank you, Jim. Amy went to the farmer's market trying to buy local, and it was double the price of my local grocery store. No way. Yeah, I will not pay more at the farmer's market than at the grocery store.
No.
I don't care who I'm supporting. I'm sorry.
I can't
don't
hardly
have the
support
money.
myself. I can't support another family. You know, that's just the way.
If
that's
if your bills are all paid,
if you
your
got the
house is
money
paid off,
to do that,
your retirement is fully funded, go for it.
Yeah.
That's fine. But sorry, if none of that's happening, I'm not going to be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Katie got our second cookbook with the sales, loving it, planning a day with friends to make up a bunch of mixes for gifts.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah, I forgot.
We have a whole bunch in here too.
Of the jar mixes in there. I forgot about
If you guys like our videos, would you give us a thumbs up right underneath here? That helps YouTube know you guys like us. Jim says I got hamburger for $2.99 a pound. Yep. Very good. Margaret loves all the tips and the meal snack ideas. Yeah, we have whole lists of meal ideas, lunch and snack ideas all in here. SL says, yes, I love the cookbook that I have. I used to make tuna sandwiches and they were so plain. I started using Tara and Jill's recipe and it was so good.
Oh, thank you.
And Marceau is in Germany and it is 1:20 in the morning there.
Oh,
wow.
You guys are so sweet to see that late watching us.
Yeah. Huh. Oh my. Okay. Froze family says, want more room? Quit saving useless junk and trash your trash. You'll have room for the food then. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Missy, funny story. Someone saw an older man that parks his old pickup truck on the side of the road and sells produce from the back. Saw him buying it at Aldi. Now here's the thing. I got to give that guy credit.
Yeah, you got to. He's being.
If people are going to fall for that.
Yeah.
Locally purchased. I mean, if people are going to fall for that, I say kudos to him.
That's clever.
That's the way I had thought about next week. They're expecting 60,000 people to be here in Wyoming for the Seventh-day Adventists camporee. They're going to Gillette, which is an hour and a half away, but they want to go see the Old West while they're here. So which is fine. We'll take the tourist dollars. It's just funny because I think people think that like states like Wyoming and South Dakota, everybody's riding a horse wearing cowboy hats.
boots and cowboy hats.
But I had thought about going to Walmart this week and buying all of their Gatorade and all of their water and drinks that I could get and then setting up a roadside stand. I'm telling you. Deborah loves all our books. The best. Thank you. Yeah, they're 40% off until Saturday. Easy recipes. Get you in and out of the kitchen quick. Teresa, she has the spiral version of volume 1. Wow. She has the red version of volume 2. You've got a collector's item there because we only did one printing of that. And even have the gluten-free, dairy-free book, although no one in my house is gluten-free, dairy-free. Well, thank you, Teresa. Appreciate it. Oh my, okay, I'll get there. Wanda says, I love having all those great recipes along with the tips and just the 2 books. Thank you. Lisa, we're in a drought here in Northeast Ohio. A garden is suffering. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's awful.
We're always in a drought in Wyoming.
Yeah.
I literally water every single day. Literally every single day. I have to water here in Wyoming or I would have nothing
My
growing. So.
neighbor does about twice a day. She's been doing it at least twice a day.
Kenneth, when I prepare your recipes, I never double the recipes because I might be tempted to sneak extra servings in the middle of the night.
Oh, that's fun.
Nellie, I use hot pepper juice on my marinades. That's a great idea. Margaret, yes, the juice in the jars of hot banana peppers will add a kick to your food if you don't pour it down the drain. Yeah, that's great. I never even thought about that. Melissa Hubbs grows his own hot peppers and then puts them in jars of dill chips and sells them at work. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious.
Oh, that is.
Wow, that's great. Jay No More, I have a wood stove and a generator. Yep. Carolyn, we need prayers right now. We had a severe storm pass through and a large branch is blocking our driveway and another fell into our neighbor's yard, so we lost power. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's awful. That's a mess.
Peggy is grateful for the fireplace and free wood. Yep. Tracy, you can send me the next one, Mike. Tracy, pour your dill pickle over hot cooked potatoes for potato salad. The potatoes absorb the juice and it really makes potato salad taste amazing. Yeah. Teresa, it is so hot here. So Sunday I prepped veggies, rice, potatoes, cooked all my meat and then froze in containers, made TV dinners and lunch. Just have to put in the microwave.
Yeah.
Very good. Heat index is going to be 115 there. That is why I don't live there.
We've got a menus. I just happen to think in our ebooks, they're on sale, but we've got a menus book in there that I actually did seasonal. Like we have summer menus and winter menus, and it has a whole list of stuff when it's too hot to cook, you know, and that type of thing in case somebody's needing ideas.
Yep. Nausea, do you recommend getting a dehydrator? Well, if you have a big garden and you like to dehydrate, then fine. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, it can be a very good way to preserve food.
I love my dehydrator, and I also like
She loves our dehydrator. I never can have the dehydrator.
I do love it. I really, and I use it. What I do too because I don't have a garden, but I find I'm using it because it doesn't take hardly any electricity. Minimal. I've run it for days and days in the summer sometimes.
I'd be curious to figure out how much it actually uses.
I've never known my electricity go up when I've done it in the summer for a long time. But what I do is, like, if I have a bag of those baby carrots in the refrigerator and I'm thinking I'm not eating those up fast enough, I'll just throw them in the dehydrator, you know, or some other kind of vegetable, lay it on a tray in the dehydrator and dehydrate just those things like that I think is going to spoil, you know, and so I save by using it just for little things. And I get free apples sometimes, or people can give me stuff and stuff like that.
Missy says the thing is the old guy lied and said he grew it on his farm nearby when someone asked. Now, I would not do that.
Yeah, now that's not.
Now, if he's doing that, I'm not okay with that. But shoot, I mean, like the Amish, they don't say that they didn't grow it. I mean, or that they grew it. They don't say that they grew it. And even on the box, it says Wisconsin grown or something like that. So it's funny.
And even stuff like they don't do a whole lot of organic stuff either. You know, people
Yeah.
think they just do the organic and all
Yeah.
non-preservative, but they don't. They use all that kind of stuff.
Kenneth says lightning has struck and blew up my solar generators. Oh,
Oh my
man.
word. I'll have to
Uh,
tell BJ that one. He'll
Emily loves our cookbooks. Thank you, Emily. Bounty and Badlands. I'm very blessed. I have a 10,000 square foot garden and small orchard. I figure I will yield 1,000 pounds of spuds, bumper crop of apples, carrots, beans, squash is late, but should come, and tomatoes. Wow, that's great.
good. Yeah.
We know where to come
Yeah.
when the fecal matter hits the oscillation unit. Letitia, that's funny about the birds bringing dill to you. Yeah, I know. I need to go pick it because I think it's ready. And Jim loves our cookbooks. They are so beautiful, he says.
Thank you, Jim.
Wanda wants to know, why does a loaf of bread in my fridge have bread partly hard and partly almost soggy?
Because I never, ever, ever will store my bread in the refrigerator. It dries it out much
Yep.
faster. So don't ever.
Condensation.
A lot of people do store their bread in there. And even when I was living in Kansas where it was extra humid, I would never put it in there. And so the condensation will cause the moisture and drying it out at the same time. And so keep it on the counter or in a cabinet or something. That's why people used to have the old-fashioned bread boxes too, because it just does better, you know.
Tisha says, I can't sleep without a fan on. It's my white noise. Yeah, I've had to sleep with white noise since I was a senior in high school. I
Yeah.
always had to have white noise. Karen, boy, the smoke is really bad. Oh, yeah, and we just have fires out the wazoo here. It's just been crazy. I had to go to Gillette the other day, and like vast acres of the prairie was just burned.
Yeah, we can't.
Huge fires in Canada, you guys are
California.
California.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the smoke, California. Ours are bad enough. We don't need your smoke, too.
We can't even see our mountains anymore. And I think Colorado by
Mhm.
not close to my mom, but getting down
Getting
there.
close enough. Yeah. The Dennis, my cousins lost their entire ranch just north of Chowesta or south of Vena. Burned down 6,000 acres of their property, 3 houses, tractors, farm. Oh man, yeah, they're having that problem here. It went yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it started hitting several ranches, and people were really having a hard time, and several people lost their homes.
And I know I've said this before, guys, but to remind you, with these fires and stuff, sometimes you have to evacuate quick. And I've known people to have 5 to 10 minutes to get out of their home. So keep a list. I've said this before, of stuff that you want to grab when you run out of the house. And
I actually did a video that's going to be coming out tomorrow and the next day on this. So
yeah, and just like the top 5 or 10 things that your important papers, you know, if you keep money, cash in your home or something like that, know where it's at and keep that list of just a few things. So, because when you have to leave, you don't realize how frightening it is. You're trying to get your kids out. That's the most important, you know, and everything. And you've got to have that list and have them in a place, if you possibly can, where it's right by where you're going to run out to get in the car. Because I would keep my stuff hanging in a cabinet right there by my back door. A lot of my stuff that I can just grab, you know, and go. The same way when I lived in Kansas with tornadoes, I always kept my important papers and different things in my tornado closet. It was handy enough for me to get to there if I needed to on a regular basis to find those papers, but I kept that important stuff. Or a lot of times, like if they said tomorrow we're going to be having really bad weather and a lot of tornadoes, I would carry that stuff down and get it in my tornado closet, you know, beforehand. It wasn't that big of a deal for me to take it back up again the next day. And because people lose so much stuff by not doing that.
And make sure your insurance on your house is up to what it will be to rebuild, because Mike called to check on our house insurance, and we did not have enough money to replace our house. It wasn't insured enough that if our house burned to the ground, we wouldn't be able to rebuild it. We'd have to have some of that $100,000 coming out of our own pocket is how short we were. That's a lot of money. So make sure your insurance is up to date, and it may cost you a little more, but let me tell you, $60 more a year is way better than coming up with $100,000 if your house burns to the ground. So yeah, it really wasn't that much extra a year to do that. Gina says, I'm not sure how people think of it, but some restaurants will let you have leftover pickle juice from big buckets. That's good.
Mm.
And Denise says, we're in Minnesota and keep getting Canadian wildfires. Yep. Mm-hmm. Bounty Badlands says, I freeze my bread and break off X number of slices per day for our needs. Yep. Kenneth says, if Mike snores, is that white noise? No, it's not white noise. It's irritating. Go ahead. That's why I'm moving to another room. I spent the other night in the recliner because I was like, oh my goodness. All he's done for me. Maybe what I should do now, poor Mike, he can't help it, so I'm not actually. But
for better or for worse.
Doesn't mean I have to sleep in the same bed. There's nothing about sleeping in the same bed.
Now you know why.
Room.
Now you know why Grandma and Granddad had two different
anything.
beds in different.
It does not say anything about even being in the same room. Letitia says I've been buying tons of berries and freezing them. It's good, Mike. I do it every summer. Yep. Mm-hmm. We do that all the time because I don't grow them. And like this year, the deer ate all my strawberries before they even bloomed.
Did you tell them about the deer with yours?
Yeah. I come out the front so door. Funny. And here is a deer with a gardenia, or not a gardenia, a geranium sticking out of his mouth.
The pretty flower and everything.
It's like a red geranium just sticking out of his mouth. I'm like, you little turd. You're going to be deer jerky tonight. Valley Badlands loves her dehydrator for marked down produce. Yep. Rebecca, I made homemade small pizzas and froze them. My kids are liking those more than store-bought. Yep. Gina says, I'm not sure how people... Oh, got that one. And Karen says, sad part is the big park fire in California was arson. Ooh, that's bad.
Oh, yeah, that's awful.
Lemon Squeezy says, I have Tupperware container with everything in it ready to go. Hurricane season is here. Yep. Mm-hmm. Pat, love your money-saving tips and cookbooks. Thank you. She made the Sloppy Joe recipe out of volume 1. Never buy Manwich again. It's way better, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what she says. Your recipe is so much better. It is.
And the thing is, like the Sloppy Joes, when it's hot like that, it's not too hot to do up the Sloppy Joes, No. And we've got a hamburger casserole that wouldn't be, well, you do have to bake it, but you don't have to. You could microwave that for
you can do it on the stovetop. I make it on the stovetop.
Tara makes it on the stovetop. So we've got a lot of good recipes that don't heat up the house.
Ellie just joining live, received her cookbooks on Monday. She made a long list of recipes to try and making your honey garlic chicken tomorrow night from volume 2. Thank you. It is delicious. And if you want to see the video for that, you can go to Super Easy Recipes on YouTube. And I have that video also. Ellie says, hostage mouth tapes helps snores. I don't snore, but my husband does, and it stopped his snoring. Well... So he's got his nose taped, his mouth taped, his eyes are taped. He's got this dry eye thing going on where he can't see because his eyes are so dry. He's been to the eye doctor like 4 times trying to get this fixed. So we've got the vaporizer. Now he's got these
it's called old
gel
age,
drops in there. Now he's wearing his pink fluffy heated mask. And he's got the nose snoring thing, so I'm going to duct tape his mouth shut tonight. Yeah, Mike said it's a huge production just to get in bed every night. He can't waste time sleeping anymore.
He can't afford it either.
It's like, oh my goodness. Becca says, my husband's checking on the insurance stuff tomorrow. Yeah, definitely check on it. As a matter of fact, I was at the thrift store yesterday, and I heard some ladies, and they were talking, one lady was like, well, my house isn't insured enough that if it burns down, I'm not going to rebuild. I'm just going to take the money and run. Well, the thing is,
to get someplace else, you need to have that extra money.
But you got to make sure that it's still better.
What happens, people are insured for prices of houses that were in like 2020, say. And so now all those prices, house prices have gone up, but the insurance haven't. So if you want to take the money and run, what happens is you take and you can't find another house for that amount of money that you got out of yours. So you won't be able to even buy anything for hardly.
Wanda, how do you store brown sugar? I just store it in the bag, folded over and clipped. Mm-hmm. But if it starts going dry, hard, you can just put a piece of bread in there and it'll soften it up right away.
And I started microwaving mine. I just put it in the microwave, and it takes about 30 seconds or so. I put it on 10 seconds, try it another 10 seconds, and it just softens right up too. So
Margaret, so we'll be seeing a lot of deer recipes next week. Yes. And Bambi too. It's cute, but it ain't that cute. Denise, refresh drops for Mike. Oh yeah, he's used those for years. Does Mike have his adenoids? I don't know. Did you get your tonsils and adenoid
I
out?
had my adenoids, and I wondered if that's been my problem all along.
Could be.
Had the problem.
Oh,
For her.
yeah.
my David.
That might be the problem.
Okay, so
My
next
David
video is
had
going to be Tara
adenoids
doing surgery on Mike
Mike.
to remove his
the
adenoid.
cheap way to have surgery.
Surgery on a dime will be the name of the video. Lisa, yes, if you buy the ebooks, you can print them off. We just ask that you don't share them. Julie, I stopped sleeping in the room with him. Yep. Have you tried fish oil? Got rid of my dry eyes. Oh my
Well,
goodness.
that's one thing they suggested I get that. That's one
Yeah.
thing they suggested.
My husband uses nasal strips. Yep, that's what he does too. Sleep apnea. Yeah, I don't know if he has sleep apnea or not, but
I tested it thoroughly twice as fast.
yeah. Oh, yeah, he has been tested. That's right. And don't even get me started on raving over our sloppy joes. Kenneth says now that's what's for dinner, and maybe I will do a double batch. Yeah, the sloppy joes are really good. If any bad lands at our age, I will never complain about hubby snoring. At least he's still breathing. Yes, this is true. Angie, I've heard collagen from dry eyes. It's all natural. Well, you can take some of my collagen and try that, Mike, if you want.
For what?
Collagen,
For what?
the dry eyes, somebody said.
Oh, just bring it on, girl.
Well, it's right
You
there
know-
sitting on the counter. Just make
Okay,
you a
look at
drink.
my eyes. Are my eyes super red?
Well, yeah, they're red.
Oh, they're all red?
Yeah.
Because I've been taking the collagen. I thought they looked better today.
Well, they might look better, but they're still red.
Hmm.
But it might be the smoke.
Could be.
The problem is I need to make a list because there are so many things I have to do at bedtime. I won't remember to take the collagen and the fish oil.
Well, the collagen you just drink during the day.
Now, who was teasing me about being old just a few hours ago? An old lady. Who was that? Michael.
Lemon Squeezy says, I once woke myself up snoring, thought someone was mowing the grass at 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Wanda says, my aunt said that taking fish oil took care of her dry eyes. Yeah.
Bring it on.
Well, I got a 500 pill thing of fish oil in there.
If it's not where I can see it, I won't measure it.
Well, I'll put it in the middle of your sink.
He said if it's not right where you can see it, he won't remember to take it. That's why I always had a clear glass cookie jar so the kids could see that I had cookies. Otherwise, if I put it in something you couldn't see, the cookies would actually get old or dry out. They'd forget I had them there. So I always got a clear glass cookie jar from that point on.
Our cookbooks are 40% off right now, only until Saturday, guys. Mike and I will be on Friday, and we will see you guys next time. Please visit us at livingonadime.com, and we will see you guys next
Bye-bye,
time.
guys. Love ya.